Jordan Moore, Sean Cody, Max Brown, and Anna Smith here. The USC goalie, 13 straight unbeaten for USC women's soccer, still top of the Pac-12. It was a tough trip. I mean, a fun one, I imagine, for you, homecoming, but I watched those games, and, you know, some days you don't get a lot of work. You got plenty of work on that road trip. You know, how difficult was it to playing those two teams on the road, and you guys have a target on your back now? What's that like?
First of all, thank you for having me. But it was not the weekend that we wanted. I know we wanted to come away with 2 wins, but I thought that we fought really hard, and teams are going to show up to play us the best. And every game we play, we have a target on our back, like you said. So I think being able to dig out those ties and keep moving forward into next weekend, which is a huge weekend for us, we can really learn from it, recharge, have a good week of practice, and come out of it better.
Anna, you play goalie. What are the communications for the goalie position? I always see the goalie watching the game, and the goalie's always barking at people, yelling at people. Are you that kind of goalie, or what's the communication like for the goalie?
I try to do a little of both. I try to bark, but also like encourage and really try to keep everyone positive and engaged with their roles on what they need to do, like who they need to mark, players that are running in, when to go long, short. There's kind of a lot that goes into it. But
is your team a little bit scared of you? Just a little bit nervous?
I hope not. I hope not.
Yeah, that would not be good.
That would,
Your
no.
teammates may have been scared of you, but I'm not sure about that.
A little by fear, man.
Yeah. I already know that road trip was probably one you circled right when you got the schedule out. I know firsthand what it's like to go back up to the Pacific Northwest, and for you personally to have that performance against Washington State, 11 saves. What was that like to have it up there in front of family? I'm sure you had some friends, maybe some old teammates. What was that like?
Yeah, it was great. I think the whole game I just really wanted to not let anything in the back of the net. I know that sounds really like the goal all the time, but that game specifically, like, we knew it was going to be a hard-fought battle, and I really wanted to try to do the best for my team, and the back line showed up really well that day as well, and so I think we all came together before the game, and then again at halftime we were like nothing in the back of the net. So I think that was good, and it was great to do it at home in front of my parents and hang out with them, but it would have been nice to get a win, but that's okay. We learn.
Well, you do have some big ones coming up. Thursday is Cal. Sunday is Stanford. That is massive. And then you finish at UCLA. So you guys are going to need all of those. You know, I was watching, I think a lot of, novice people that don't know that much about soccer think that goalie these days, the goalie is mostly about shot stopping. But the sport's changed a lot in that regard. You know, there's so many teams that play out of the back. I've watched you guys, you play out of the back. You're not just hoofing it long. You know, they put pressure on you on crosses late in the game. There's a lot that goes into the position. What are the parts that you always feel like you're working on, the hardest parts of the job for you? And what have you sort of always been drawn to the position because you enjoyed it?
Ooh, that's a good question.
It is a good question. I see you.
I know.
I'm not a soccer guy.
Yeah, you are.
Football, Max, is actually what they call it.
No, especially playing out of the back has been something that I've always loved to do, and like that was one of my favorite things, was getting to like get up there and kind of connect with the back line and look to find longer passes. So that definitely has changed, and the goalkeeper has kind of changed from just throwing like anyone in there to a person that can actually add to the game and look to build, and who's like an athlete. So I think that's something I really love to do and love to work on, and like I think that is just as important as like making the big time save, or taking care of all the small pieces are just as important as the big ones.
Obviously, we're getting close to the end of the season here. We're moving towards that. What's it take this team? What steps do they need to take to make a run at this thing at the end, and where are you guys going to be when this thing all settles up?
Hopefully at the end. I think that's our goal. I think we totally can. We started off a little slow. I mean, we were really young. We still are young, but had to figure out a few things and work together, build some chemistry on and off the field. But I think we've been rolling, and we've all kind of bought into this idea, and I think that's what could take us all the way. It's just all of us knowing our roles, buying into them, and working together as a team.
Yeah, it's been literally 2 months since you guys have lost a game. I mean, probably feels like ages ago. How, as a senior, what do you have to tell your team to make sure you guys don't get complacent and make sure you lock in and finish the season strong?
Honestly, I was talking to some of the girls. I live with like Penelope Hawkins, my roommate too, but we were all talking, and it's like it could be a good wake up call these past 2 games. Like, we didn't get the results we wanted, and like it's important to show up for every game, and no, you can't just win by showing up. So I think that's a really good reminder, and that will carry us forward as well.
You know, a crazy stat that people may not realize, and it just goes to show the power of this conference in so many of these sports, but particularly in women's soccer. There's 2 stars above the interlock for USC women's soccer. That's because they've won 2 national championships, but the program's never won a conference title.
No.
What would it mean for this program to win this conference, which at times is harder than even winning the whole thing?
Yeah, no, from the beginning of the season, we always line out like goals for team goals that we want to do, and that was one of them that we circled. So that would be great, and that's a goal, obviously.
Here's a silly question. I don't ask silly questions that often. If I'm lining up for a PK or we're in a shootout here at the end, and you just look at my body
Me
stature.
and you?
Yeah, me and you.
Okay.
And you're the goalie, and I'm lining up. I'm ready to shoot. Where am I going? Do you know where I'm going? What do you anticipate from the big fella knocking it through there? What's coming at you? Where am I going?
Are you left or right?
Yeah, are you left-footed?
He's right.
I feel like you're just gonna power it down the
trying to go
middle.
right
If
after.
it's you specifically, I think you're going right down the
You
middle.
called me right from it. I'm going kicking it right at you.
Do you toe kick it or you
I don't
true
know.
soccer style?
Toe probably.
Are you reading the penalty taker, or are you going up your history and homework, whatever you have?
I think a little bit of both. I think I was always taught to read like this part of the body as they if they're turning, like they'll go that way. But
I'm
if
not
they're
gonna give you
staying
nothing.
open,
I'm not gonna.
I know you're just running straight on.
No side-to-side movement there. What's the temperament in the locker room when you guys do tie? Like, that's so foreign. It's either win or loss in football. I think you've alluded to it a couple times of you guys are pissed off you didn't get the wins. But what's that conversation between teammates like when you guys walk away with the tie?
I mean, honestly, over the weekend, they both felt like losses. But I don't know. I think anything but a win is not as fun as a win. But I think these 2 past weekends, like we grinded it out and we got the tie against 2 teams that worked really hard and played really hard against us. So I don't know. I think, yeah.
It's probably weird for everyone involved.
Appreciate those ties, man. I think the football.
Soccer's just different, though. It's part of the culture. You know what I mean? Like
That's what I'm saying. I just can't relate. I mean, what do you like? Get on the bus and just, all right, tie.
I know no one won.
It's a wash.
It's weird.
Yeah.
No.
I mentioned at the top you are involved. You're focused on this football team as well. Do we have any advice? How does this football team turn this thing around? We got our football roundtable next. We can just start it right now with you.
No.
I want your expert opinion.
Yes.
You know what? I think they're all really great kids, and I think that they're doing their best.
Get number 6 in the game.
I'm telling you, get it
Give
going.
him the rock.
Get it going. Anna Smith, she's going to be in the game. She is holding it down for Kadani McAlpine's USC women's soccer team. Again, they host Cal on Thursday at 3 p.m. Sunday, if you want to go to that game, it is a phenomenal sporting event, USC against Stanford, but there's like a handful of tickets left, so you better get them now. Don't think you're just going to walk up on Sunday and get tickets to that one, and then they finish at UCLA. So they're top of the conference, but they're going to have to earn it with those final 3. Anna Smith, she'll take care of it for us. All right, JJ's coming up next for the Football Roundtable.